power does Trinidad have left at age 35 after a 2.5-year layoff?
So if he's going to have any chance of making Roy, just to me seems to look so much stronger just looking at his body, and he's going to neutralize everything that
he would make Tito eat his jab.
He goes to the least deficient modes like this, and the fight could end up being a boring fight.
2 low blows by Trinidad with the left hand. Now Arthur McCanty tells him to keep him up.
Trinidad is not throwing these punches at the sturdiest target of all time. The way Roy's reacted to punches in recent fights, if he can trap Roy on the ropes.
It's Trinidad's money punch. He contributed to most of his big knockouts. Trinidad tries the left hook. Lands an uppercut in there. Build Trinidad's confidence early is probably good, given the long layoff.
Trinidad's looking very sharp. I'm very impressed with him so far. The Trinidad of old.
Felix Trinidad.
Prime to the extent Roy was. He was forced to rely on more classical kind of boxing skills, not skills tailored to his athleticism as Roy is.
The third low blow by Trinidad, and then a good solid body punch with the left hand moments ago.
The more classical boxer, in this case, that's Trinidad.
Yeah, in that sense, the fight, Ali, the faded genius artiste, who no longer had the kind of craft.
Larry Holmes is 35 himself, and rarely fought in recent years.
Exactly. Who either didn't think it would serve him well to really focus on classic disciplined boxing technique, just didn't need it. Right, Emmanuel?
And Roy is fighting. I like the way he's fighting. I thought he would be fighting a lot more on defense, but he's actually going for it. Both guys are really going for knockouts. That's enough to make it a good fight at this stage of their career, particularly Roy.
Older, because their reflexes have faded, they'll be easier to hit, and it'll be entertaining. And some of that is showing up right now. Good body shots by Trinidad. Jones feels the need to strike back. More to the point, he said, if I can't knock him out, then maybe it is time to hang up the gloves. No indication in the first couple of rounds, Emmanuel, that Roy Jones is headed to an early blowout of Felix Trinidad.
No, a lot of those later on as the fight goes on. He hopes this turns out to be like the second fight between Hearns.
Jones has never had a bad habit at any moment in his career.
A lot of footwork, but his hand speed seems to be very good, as well as Trinidad's. Both guys are punching with good speed with their hands. Really looked like they haven't very way was in their prime 10 years ago in terms of hand speed.
Prince Mahdi Ajamu
had superhuman speed 4 or 5 years ago.
You're right. Another body shot from Trinidad, lands a left hook, and Jones smiles.
And he landed the left hook, and I said he wouldn't land too.
I can take your body shots. Trinidad checking him again, and now lands the left hook upstairs. I'm not sure all the taunting and posing and acting is going to do anything.
He's not going in there throwing a lot of wasted punches like throwing punches unless he felt he had a target. He's fighting a very intelligent fight.
Jones blocked the left hook from Trinidad and landed a right hand at the bell.
And Roy's not boxing. Tito's smacking him with the hardest shots, just like you see right there.
I don't see the fight the same way Harold does. I see Roy landing the clean punches, if not the harder punches. But just as Julio Cesar Chavez, Trinidad's the guy going forward, does not mean that Roy is the boxer. You can box going forward. And
his 4th round knockout.
Yeah, and he was quite adamant about it. But certainly there's no indication early that Trinidad is going to be embarrassed or blown out in some way. Good quick left hook inside by Jones.
And Trinidad's maybe harder shots largely blocked.
Triple left hook by Jones after a straight right hand. Another straight right hand. But Jones has sort of reversed the momentum in this round. But he may look back at this as a good round. Good straight right hand.
The right hands are starting to find their way home now.
Good straight right hand by Jones.
Good body shots.
More than I expected to see. Right hand over the top by Jones. Round 4 comes and go. Harold Letterman gives the 4th round to Roy Jones, which is a simple and honorable one. Tito's a lot better than anybody thought he was going to be so far in the fight.
I agree with you with your comment last round. This is a good fight.
Deduct the points for the low blow or simply give Jones time to recover?
As Roy gets closer, he's going to always have problem with straight punches coming from boxers. And he's getting very close to the point where Tito won't be able to see him.
He'll land the left hook.
I don't think so.
Trinidad's punches seem to have lost some steam in the last 2 rounds. Traveled a slow arc.
And Jones seems to have lost some respect for their power, which could be dangerous for him.
That's unbelievably close. If you were scoring the referee, you would say Mercanti Jr. is, and he limped for 2 weeks after.
The landing with a thud, those hooks to the body.
Hard right hand by Jones.
And he's spending a lot of time on defense now, and he's not jabbing all at all, using his left hook and all of the fluid combinations, which he's capable of delivering.
Now the left hook gets through for Felix Trinidad.
Yes, he probably has won this round simply by outworking Roy.
Well, maybe not. Since they land with laser-like consistent. Good left hook by Jones. Back Trinidad up. By Jones. Left hook lands for Roy. Another left hook for Roy Jones. I'm not 100% certain of the significance of this.
When he takes it to him, he's tremendous. But when he starts backing up, Roy Jones 1-2, 1-2, Trinidad.
I've given maybe a round or 2. I think you could argue 2 rounds to Trinidad, but out in front by a bit.
Perfect example right there.
See if Jones can find another straight right hand.
As he gets closer and closer, he's going to be able to land punches. His hands are too fast.
He's letting it all out now. Roy Jones is visibly looking for a knockout in this round. On the belt line.
Hearns, the Leonard Hearns 2.
I was going to say that Jones of old would have finished him off at that time, but he's still spending about 50% on offense and 50% on defense now, even at this stage.
It looked as though he had to take a rest for about 45 seconds there.
Here you see Roy landing short right hand right on the side. I mean, very, very good punch. I mean, the reason it hurt Trinidad, he never saw the punch. And he recuperated very well after that.
The 2-point round for Jones, just the way her father does. They were separated by about, though they don't necessarily agree. Your point, Max, that this is a subjective enterprise and not easy.
And you see Trinidad doing good work in this round.
But he's not landing that much a lot, but he's still winning the round. Trinidad is still winning the round.
Trinidad coming back to the body. Now Jones unleashes the right hand again.
Done by Roy.
Looking to land another big shot. It's amazing how many times Trinidad hits Jones. Mercanti were a stricter referee with regard to that. Trinidad may already have accrued penalty points. 2 good left hooks from Jones. Jones blocked those left hooks and right crosses. Depth of background and knowledge can do, but well, that's the point. I was just about to say, why? Yeah. Because Murchison is a no-ego guy.
No, he works very, very, very good with Roy.
He was the fastest fighter I've ever seen. Was his fighting brain. He was such a smart fighter.
Roy just walking him down.
Yeah, after a very spirited first 3 rounds.
Keep him up, Tito.
And yet, why a lot of people consider Tito so live. Answering the question who would win at their best, but maybe we're getting a result similar to what we would have gotten in their primes. Just a little too much.
Well, if the fight is pleasing, Max, if the crowd likes the fight, if the pay-per-view audience likes the fight, if media treat it favorably and sympathetically, would the winner of this fight get a chance against the winner of a fight between Joe Calzaghe and Bernard Hopkins?
When Roy Jones comes forward, he's a terrific fighter.
Spirited and sizzling hook he's thrown in a while.
That may have affected Jones.
Yep.
Big right hand by Jones. And another.
You know, after he lands his blows, he seems to be satisfied a little bit more, but he seems to be very satisfied.
5 or 26 years old, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
That's a choice. And it's becoming an extremely one-sided fight. De La Hoya has promised his Puerto Rican wife, Millie Correcha, that he will never fight another Puerto Rican fighter.
That's a card they can always play when will always sell.
Is a rematch with Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather. Looking to erase some of the memories.
I think he's resigned in his corner. Listen to him. He's resigned himself to that. And that was for a brief second.
In a weird way, of his older self. And
lose 30 pounds of muscle to come back down in the light heavyweight division.
And that's reasonable.
Particularly the next fight with Lynn Johnson, it was way too soon without having to give it.
He is now 39 years old, and he doesn't look it tonight.
Got a 35-year-old opponent who hadn't fought in 2.5 years.
Indeed.
Nice fight, boys.
The winner by unanimous decision. He turned back the clock tonight, Roy Jones Jr.